we really did not find the answer on that. Handball is not only, or be a professional sport girl is not only going to handball training, playing handball, playing games, and that's it. When I say this, I think of FTC last season. Yeah, it did not came like everybody expected.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Ooh, into the net.
She does it again. Yes.
And Magdeburg are the champions of Europe. To come up with something here. She has a game. Across the keeper. What a comeback!
And it is time to talk handball again. A full focus on the EHF Champions League Women, because we are recording just on Thursday whilst the first matches are being played this weekend from the playoffs of the EHF Champions League Women. And it is not just me talking about it today. It is not just the two boys that are connected to me right now, but we are going to introduce the guest a little later on, because at first we're going to look at the guy who comes back freshly tan from Tunisia. But I mean, he was clever enough to leave his sunscreen at home. Kesha wrote a song about him. The party don't start till he walks in. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Vilstrup, how's it
going? Today a little bit tired. Had a 14-hour flight yesterday, but
poor you.
Yeah. Pure me.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
Yeah. Sunday was 17 hours, but all good. Tunisia was not that bad. 20 degrees. Had actually expected a little bit warmer, but I guess everything is better than Denmark in terms of, high degrees. So we're satisfied. It's my first time in Africa, actually, I think, in Tunisia as well. So I'm good. Back, but good to be back home in Denmark also.
You can tell us about your experiences in a bit, because at first we need to introduce the other guy here on the right wing, just where he loves to play, or where he used to love to play. If he ever leaves this podcast, I think we are just going to retire his position, and there will be a black screen running throughout the whole episode. But until then, we're happy that he is with us. Victor, Tomàs, how's it going?
Hello guys, everything good. Actually, I didn't like it that much in the right wing because as I said, I'm a right back. But I was just banished to the right wing because of my height, so I just had to play there.
Oh, have you ever measured your jumping height? Because you could have just compensated your height with the jumping skills.
Of course. We were doing that every season, and this video that the EHF media just posted about Bietigheim and you can ask him who is jumping higher, him or me. The thing is that he is 1 meter 90, I don't know. So of course, at the end of the day, he shoots from higher than me, but I jump more than him.
Oh well, fair enough. But I mean, you couldn't compensate for the lacking height there still.
No, but it's not an opinion. It's just the data. It's the data.
Facts. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. But Martin, did your numbers lie when you flew to Tunisia? How was your meeting with the beach handball guys?
Oh, we have to ask Bietigheim next time we will have him as an interview, because we need to fact check whether Víctor is right here or wrong.
Sorry, I need to tell Alexa to shut down the music because suddenly just activated the music. Alexa, apaga la música.
Apaga la música. Tengo que quitar la música. All right, next try, Martin. How was it? Actually, you were with the national team, right?
Yeah, I was with the national team, and it was. We played, I think, 3 friendly matches, and then we have a 3-nation tournament against France and Tunisia, and we won both the games 2-0. So we ended up winning the small tournament, got a trophy and a medal. So that's nice to go to Tunisia and win the games that we're playing. All in all, just great to be back playing beach handball and being back with the guys.
But I mean, no medal around your neck right now. What happened? Why is that?
I have it
He's
behind
tired
me
to
here.
win.
Yeah, it's just too much, you know. I'm getting
Full
used
belly.
to it, you know.
Full
You know,
stomach of winning, huh?
I don't know where to put it after, you know, when you win so much, you don't know where to put all the medals. And actually, I have it in my bag in there. I didn't unpack it yet. It's just, you know, another day,
I
another
know the
medal.
feeling. I know the feeling, Martin.
I don't know about you guys out there, but I personally would love to talk to someone who is a little more down to earth than these two guys here on my left and right hand side, and that's
It's the
where I would
facts,
say
you know?
let's cut Martin out here, because Victor and me, we already had a talk with Xenia Smits, who is just about to play her game in the EHF Champions League Women this weekend against Ikast, and that's why I would say let's have a listen about what she says about the upcoming weekend. So yeah, welcome to the show, Champions League playoff participant and German left back Xenia Smits. Nice to see you.
Hello, nice to see you too.
How's it going? How are you?
I'm fine. Very excited for the weekend. We had a tough weekend behind the back, but now we're looking very forward to the upcoming matches.
Yeah, so just as a disclaimer, we are recording on Thursday and the podcast will be published on Monday here. So that's why you guys out there know a little more about the result from the weekend already. But we are recording just prior to your first leg of the playoffs. Actually, let's get into the chat with your upcoming matchup this weekend. You're playing the playoffs for the EHF Champions League Women. Was that the ambition ahead of the season, or what was your goal for the Champions League?
Yeah, the goal for the Champions League was that we wanted to do better as last season. Last season we did not make it to the playoffs, so we're closer to the goal than last year. But now the ambitions, of course, from a team like Bietigheim is never to lose. So we want to try to keep go as far as possible, and if possible, to win some matches more.
Yeah, and I mean, now that you drew the comparison to last season, there is that one, I don't want to call it milestone, but there's that one constant team in that Champions League season, because last year you guys traveled to Odense, you lost the game with 5 wins in the backpack and didn't manage to win a single game anymore, and this season it was actually the same. So what is it that Odense has to you guys?
That's a very good question, and we don't have the answer yet. But of course, Odense is a very strong team, and sometimes it's really like this, that there are teams. We don't know why, but we cannot handle that good. I did not have the feeling that this year Odense was a team like that, because we also played very, very good at our home court. We have to get more tougher during the whole playing time, not only the first part of the Champions League, but also the second part of it after the championship, the World Championship with the national team break. There we have to be braver and also have to be better. Yeah.
Hello, Xenia. It's really nice to have you here with us. Thank you for being here with us in the spin. You just said that you don't know what happened, but I would like to go a little deeper into that, because human beings, we are the only ones who make the same mistake twice in life. So I would like you to try to analyze a little bit, because Bietigheim, as you said before the break, last season and this season, you looked like a Final Four material team, both seasons. And after the break, something is happening. Would you say that it's maybe something in the physical condition preparation that it made you girls to come, I don't know, more tired after the break, and you cannot reach your top again to be able to win these close games, or what do you think it's really happening? Because I'm sure that you are inside, you are one of the important players in your team. You must have some idea of what's happening.
Yeah, of course, like you said, if it happened twice, then you start to think even more and try to find answers on this. We did it also, we tried to find the answers in the team, and I really believe that it's like a not the quality of the team that changed, but also we all have big roles in national teams. So then, of course, we see us, for probably 6 weeks we cannot see us and train together, and then we have a high level of competition also in the championships. Then we have to come back together. I think it's not necessarily a physical part, but there I only can speak for me. I did not have the feeling that after or in the second part I was more tired than in the beginning and less focused, or I missed the energy. I did not have this feeling, not at all. But I think it's also a little mental. Of course, it's easier to keep going when there's some positive result. For example, in the World Championship, if some girls are getting a medal or something like that, then of course it's easy to keep going because there was a little push up to the top, and we did not really have this inside of our team for the national team part, and then to come back together, of course, then it's tough to start working again together when we don't have that much time. But it's we really did not find the answer on that. I said before, I don't think that it's physical. It's just maybe also the opponents taking us more serious. Like in the beginning, it's like Bietigheim, it's only a German club. We will make it, and then surprise, Bietigheim was there, and in the second part maybe it was we are more the serious team because of winning in the beginning. But
And okay, so after the break, in your individual case, you said that you were not feeling that much the same energy or the same mentality. Do you do some individual work with a mental coach or some physical condition coach on your side, or it's only the team preparation?
no, I think that's nearly not possible. For me, it's really important to see the whole package. Handball is not only, or be a professional sport girl is not only going to handball training, playing handball, playing games, and that's it. We have to really take care of ourselves, bodies and minds. Some of us need more body training, some of us need more mind training, and find the balance between it. I'm somebody, I really like to train hard. So if I feel like the training was not that intense and I'm not powered out, I will go to extra training and try to find the balance between doing too much and doing not enough. Also because of histories in the past, I have to do some extras, and I think we all have to stay healthy. And besides that, of course, if I need mental help, I know where to get it from. I have my persons I work with, and also for me, in the case of neuro athletic trainings. Yeah, I don't know if it's the word in English, but I also get
I
my
got
help.
it. I got it.
Yeah, for this part, and that's of course if the body feels better, the mind will feel better, and then the results or the performance also will come. So it's not only the handball part.
Actually, now that we're at your trainings and the coaching staff there as well, it's quite interesting that you guys actually had almost a copy of last season, because you did manage to get another victory and now made it through to the playoffs. But that you managed to do, even though there was a new coach, even though there were new players, but still it was a similar season. So maybe you can take us a little bit into the locker room. What changed with Jakob Vestergaard taking over?
The language in the dressing room changed. We switched back to English. Before it was a little more German. But also Jakob is a very psychologic trainer. He really choose the words he use very correctful, because he's a trainer. He don't want to attack somebody in a personal way, but he just want to have really the right words to say and to get the point to the performance. Like not, I don't know, you're not playing good because your back is in the middle of the dressing room. No, it's just like, okay, we have to play better because in defense we have to go more up, and that's really a point where he's very clear in mind, I have the feeling, and choose the words very precisely. Marcus also did it last season, but he was also more this energy guy, and then it was a little more with the fire in another tactical way all the time. Of course, also, but he reached us a little differently, and the focus in defense was a little different. But of course, a new trainer also always have a new vision, and that also have to be like that. Not every trainer can be the same. Also in attack, I think Jakob brings in a little more the shooting from distance for our team, and try to fit it more on the individual players that we can adapt a little faster. Yeah.
Actually, how did you grow together as a group until since the beginning of the season?
Good. I always think it's easy to be together when you're only winning, because then everything is fine, and there's no reason to be stressed or to be not satisfied. And we had this difficult games, difficult periods, but we can still watch each other in the eyes and be together. So if I watch next to me, I know there's somebody standing there and fighting for me if I need them, and also if I don't need them. We're all together in the same boat, and we keep going. So that's really nice to feel and to see. Yeah.
I would like to go again to the qualification for the 8 finals in Champions League. Since you guys qualified, we haven't seen in the past years German teams playing in the last games of Champions League. Would you say that the Bundesliga Frauen is going in the right direction? Because there is now Borussia Dortmund, it's Blomberg, it's you guys, it's Thüringer, Metzingen. Do you think that the Bundesliga is going in the right direction to put the women German handball in the right place, or the place it should be?
Yeah, I really think they're doing everything they can to put it in the right place. Also, the league is pushing very hard to get the teams better and better. So yeah, I think the road is long still, but the direction is the good one. Also for Bietigheim, now it's part of the history from the club. They never did it before, and I think there were not that many teams in Germany, like you said, who did this before. So it's a big chance, and it's also a big honor to be where we are, but the goals are still much bigger. So like I said before, all the teams, professional handball teams, don't like to lose. So the goals are always very big, and the work is always very hard. Yeah, but I'm happy and also very proud that in the last years the German teams were more presented, or more
Present?
present. Thank you. Present in the international competitions also. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially now in the playoffs, you guys are facing Ikast. At first, they looked like they would go straight through to the semifinal, to the quarterfinals. Now you guys are facing them in the playoff round. How much did you guys analyze them ahead of the game, and maybe what makes Ikast so strong this year?
Yeah, we analyzed them a lot. Of course, we had nearly 1 week to analyze them. That's rare. Normally we have the matches on Wednesday and then in the weekend, so we don't have that much time. But this time we start early, and yeah, it's a strong team. It's a team with a lot of international players with a lot of experience, and I also think they play very brave. They don't look like they are afraid to make mistakes. They just go all in and have this really tactical way of playing. So yeah, it will be a very exciting moment to see if our tactics against this team will work.
From our perspective, it always felt like Ikast was a super fast-paced team, and they always run riot in their fast breaks. Is that a playing style that suits you guys?
Yes. In general, I think the fast playing style fits to us, but we have to take care that we are running with them and that they are not running with us. So that will be a tough moment to try to put in our ways and not in their ways.
So as long as this episode is going to be seen after the first game that you're going to play with Ikast, I would like to ask you a little insights, and let's see, because for me, Spanish handball, we have a little bit more creativity in terms of defensive styles. We don't stick into the 6-0 in the line, and we like to change things. In Ikast, it's, of course, this player that I'm sure you have been talking a lot about this last week. It's Marketa Jerabkova, that it's been really, really, among all others, I know, but it's been really, really important for them. Have you guys been preparing something special in defense, or are we going to see the typical Bietigheim 6-0 defense against Ikast?
No, of course we are considering to try some different things. I'm not sure that we will use it. But if we need it and if it starts to be a critical moment, I'm pretty sure that it can be a big possibility to disturb them a little, but then also we have to say they have a lot of quality, like you said before, that they can react on this. This we also have to expect, but if we just can disturb them a little, that's what we were trying to see also in the video, how it's possible to disturb them, and if it's possible to disturb them, how we should do this. But this more creative way of defending, like the Spanish ones do it, I really like it, and I'm very, very open for it, and I'm not the only one in the team. So
okay, so then you but it's difficult because Iker Romero in the men team in Bietigheim, he was not used to be in defense, so he cannot teach you guys.
no, he cannot, but I think also we have Kawagasama, who is used to play a little in national team. So she's also really trustful in these moments where she's like, for me, it's no problem. We can do a little more creative, a little bit more open, and put some pressure more on them. So we probably will try something.
To have this kind of defensive systems trained and prepared, it gives you a lot of solutions in moments of the games that you need something different. You need the other team to lose 2-3 balls and turnovers and everything. So I'm excited to see if you guys are in problem. I'm not wishing for that, but I'm really curious to watch the game and to see what you are preparing.
Same. Working or not, we will see.
Okay, we will see.
Maybe to keep it in the playoff round there, but maybe have a little more look on the general situation. Do you see a match with a clear favorite? Because in each and every matchup, there is at least one team that you guys played against this season already. Do you see a matchup where you say, well, we can get those guys into the quarterfinals already, or are you saying everything is close?
I think everything can be close. When I say this, I think of FTC last season, where we saw clear favorites, and it did not came like everybody expected. So I'm very careful to give an answer on this. I really predict that it will be from the performance on the day who's going to the quarterfinals or not. Yeah.
Cool. We will be keen to see that. Yeah, Víctor, you want to add something?
No. I agree with her. I think all the playoffs are really, really tight. Of course, if I would have to say a favorite, I would have a team for each one. But I think it's going to be very close, and it can be some. I wouldn't say surprises, but maybe from the favorites that people maybe it's expecting them to win, it can be some changes.
Maybe let's switch it over from the Champions League Women talk to a little more Xenia Smits talk, because actually you are playing for the German national team, but your roots are over in Belgium. You came over to Germany when you were just 14 years old, I think. What's the story behind it? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it. How was it and when was it decided that you would move to Germany?
Yeah, the story about it. The story was there was once a little girl in Belgium loved to play handball, and she did not saw a big, bright future in Belgium, and yeah, she wanted to go outside, and I started playing handball at 10 and a half, so quite late. I went to the boarding school in Belgium when I was 12 years old. And I left Belgium for playing handball when I was 14. And then I left Germany with 2 friends and came back now. So I was playing in the youth. I did my school diploma here in Germany. So I feel quite German, and I know quite fast that if I want to play a world championship, a European championship, or the Olympics, then I have to probably change my nationality or take a double nationality. And I get the possibility from the German team, and I think now I can say I grab it with 2 hands. So. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you say that you went into the handball world rather late with 10 and a half years, but I think it was Barbara Arnhart in our podcast who said that she started playing handball when she was around 11, and I think there were some women in this podcast already who said that they started in the double digits of their age. I do agree that to aim for a professional career, it seems a little late from nowadays perspective. So do you think that the age went lower for young girls to go and start playing handball?
I think yes, because often these selections for how does it call this youth teams, also national teams or city teams, starts very, very early. I train a little team. It's 10 to 12 years old, and already then it starts to be like a real competition. And I think it always starts earlier, but the development of kids is so different. Some of us develop all the skills very early because they're playing from 3 years old and always had the ball in the hands, only playing handball. Then, of course, the handball skills are most of the time very, very good. But the kids mostly who start late playing handball have different skills and more wide, not only the handball skills. It's most of the time more in different direction, also athletic skills, coordination skills, because they're tried most of the time more and more sports. So I think it's not always bad to start later. Then it's not that late, but later, and trying a lot of other things to have a development in different directions. But I also have the feeling most of the time it starts to be important that they really, really only do handball from a young age, or only do one sport from a young age. So yeah, it's hard to say.
And I mean, it took you only 5.5 years to get your first Bundesliga performance after starting to play handball. That's quite a performance, I would say. That's quite a journey that you did there. And yeah, then you were awarded with a German Talent Award as a youth player, playing a central role for a Bundesliga team there as well. How did those early successes influence your career?
They did not influence it that much. It was most of the time the things happened every day that influenced me. I, like you said before, I arrived when I was 16 in Blomberg, and I arrived also much earlier in the first team than I expected. They had some injuries, and then they just took me in the team, and I did the preparation, and I know the players, but I did not expect to be there and play a role already in the team. And that was most the influence I had. And this prize, of course, we always take the prize, and it's nice to have it. But in team sport, I think this individual prize really has nothing to say. The things I really remember is the prizes I get with the full team, like where I can say, like, on this day, this was amazing. The European Cup win we had 2 years ago with all the team. It lasts much longer than this individual prizes for me. But yeah, of course I take the prizes, but yeah, it's different.
Yeah, understandable. But then there was that big transfer to France for you. I mean, we don't need to talk too much about your time in France, but what I was actually wondering is when Alina Greisels, your teammate from the national team, she went to Metz. Did she call you ahead of it?
We spoke about it shortly, of course. I think that's normal also to know a little about the club you're going. Yeah, we spoke shortly. Also, of course, about the trainer, Manu. I had him for 5 years, and then you can tell something more detailed than what he's telling for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you tell her?
I tell her, if you like to work a lot and hard and like to have a clear view from tactics, then it's for sure the right club. So, and the right trainer also. And I think she heard it and she liked it also. So
Yeah, I think that as you said before, you are more open to this more creative tactics in defense, because also you played in France with Manu, and he's in a good way, he's a freak of handball, because he loves to watch videos non-stop, and he is preparing a lot. And when he was combining his job with the Dutch national team, so I'm sure that you took a lot of things from him in your handball style. But I would like to ask you more about the as I asked you before, if you think that the Bundesliga is going in the right way. What do you think that the women handball in Germany could take from the French league, which in my opinion is the best one, as a product? How do you think the German handball could grow even more, looking at your experience in France?
yeah, as far as I remember, is that in France the young players also have a good contract and a minimum budget they have to get. Like, it's not this minimum mini job, like, I don't know if it's everywhere, but like we have in Germany.
In Spain too.
Yeah, it's, I think, 520 euros a month. So that's not much, I think. If you have to invest all day and all week in handball, then if you only have 500 euros, it will be hard. So I think there the rules in France are a little better, that also the young players should have this at least the payment they should have, or where they can live from and focus also on handball. In Germany, I have an example. My little sister, of course, she loves handball and she do everything for it. She's also playing in the first league, but she's also working like a lot of hours next to handball. She's also still doing the studies and everything, so she wants a diploma. But a lot of players in Germany needs to work and needs to do something besides handball, because they're not able to live only from handball. And then it's hard to also ask for them to put all energy and all effort into handball. Then if I'm working 35 hours a week, I cannot watch 30 hours of video and train 20 more hours and travel, I don't know, all weekend. So I think there we have to have a better professional way and better professional solutions for the players to really have more focus on handball. And this is the case for the national team players, of course, but for the young players, often it's like, okay, I invest a lot in handball, but I also have to finish my studies, because handball only is not enough. Okay, but I cannot do both at the same time with the same investment. And then often they choose handball or studies and not both. And I think there should be a real good way to have the combination of both. And yeah, I had the feeling in France that was much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also because the whole country
The
supports
show.
it. And of course, the handball there, the titles they won in the time I was there from the national team, of course, then it's easier to invest in handball because it's the main sport there.
Yeah, the
And
media is looking at them and it's showing them in the news and everything. Yeah, I know
yeah, and
what
it's
you mean.
also a appreciated job maybe. If I tell somebody I'm a handball player, then they ask me sometimes, okay, and what you're doing in real life? Yeah,
I was
I'm
a
playing
handball player.
handball.
I was a handball player in Spain. I know what you mean.
Yeah, so and then I'm like, yeah, we're handball players, and yeah,
Yeah.
okay, and then I'm training one time in the morning. In the afternoon, I have to do video. I have to take care of my body. I have to eat good, rest a little, then travel to, I don't know, Norway, Spain, Hungary, Romania. Go to national team also some weeks in the year. So there's a lot of time left, but there's not a lot of time left to do a real job
Normal
in their eyes. So
yeah.
And I mean,
know
what do
what
you
you
do
mean.
apart from that? Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Because no, but as you said, you travel a lot, and the goal is to travel to Paris in July and August, and to travel to Hungary, Switzerland, and Austria at the end of the year with the national team. And now that we have been talking about the national team and the general standing of handball in Germany, where is the German national team level-wise compared to the other teams in Europe?
yeah, I think we're getting better. I really think we made a little step in the good direction. The place we had now at the championship was the best since I don't know how many years. Of course, it's still not good enough because we want to be in this top 3. It's hard to say, and it's also very tough to arrive there, but that's the goal, and we're all working hard for it. One step in the good direction is also now in April the qualification for the Olympic Games. Marcos now is really also working hard next to the national week time. So he's really sending a lot of video of informations, also like how to improve your individual skills, how to get more to the defense he wants in national team, also in the club. So he's really trying to do everything he can to make us better every day, also outside of the national team. So if we're all taking this information and doing something with it, I really think we're probably gonna make it. For sure, it looks very good to go to Hungary, Switzerland, and Austria. This should be the goal, and there's nothing we can say about this if it's not working, because then it's a huge problem. And also, for the week in April, we have Slovenia, Montenegro, and Paraguay. These teams were behind us at the World Championship, so we know we have to perform. It's not an easygoing way to the Olympics, that's also clear. But if we perform like we did in the last year, in the last year, then it can be a very good chance for us.
And just as a slight motivation there, this could be the first Olympics since 2008 that the male and female team of the German national team qualify for the Olympics. How optimistic are you towards that goal?
Very optimistic. We always can dream about it, but now we just want to do it. The words only is not enough anymore. We want to do it, we want to make it, and also the men. So I'm really crossing my finger that their matches will be also very good and very successful in the upcoming days. Yeah.
let's see where this one will be going. It, as you said, it doesn't just take words, it takes hard work and dedication and a lot of training, and I think you are just on the jump towards the training. That's why we are getting closer to the end of the interview. Víctor, do you have any closing words here?
Yes, I have one last question. It's the question that we make to all of our guests. Do you used to play for warming up football before trainings in the team?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay. Who is the worst football player in your team? And you need to give us a name.
A name.
There's no,
Yes.
oh, well, we are so good and
no,
everybody
no,
likes each
we're
other,
not
all of
also-
them.
We're not also good. I cannot say this, but we are always playing the young team against the old. And to protect the little other players, I will just say that the young team is really not that good. So it's hard to say, but they're not. They
Do
can
we
improve.
accept that, Bengt? Do we
No,
accept
absolutely
that,
not. We need a
as
name.
an answer? We need a name.
You need a name. Okay, I will think about it. Who is playing in the young team? I think
Yeah, just say
Clara
it.
Clara Bertic. She's most of the time in the goal. There it's okay, and it's also better that she stays there. So I think it's.
Okay.
I think Clara is not the most quality football player. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. But she is a better handball player, and she might help you this weekend to reach your goals in the game against Ikast. Full focus on the EHF Champions League Women, and not just for us, but for you guys there as well. And I would say best of luck for the rest of your season. Best of luck for your hopes and dreams with the German national team, and we will follow it and we will talk about it. Thank you for joining us today, Xenia. It was very, very nice talks with you.
Thank you too.
All right, Martin, where have you been for the past half hour?
Yeah, where have I been? That's a good question. I couldn't make it with the interview to Xenia Smits because I had something called a job I had to take care of, and sometimes you gotta be there and make the things done in order to have a paycheck sometimes. So I was at work, couldn't make it at the time that Xenia was available for the interview, and hopefully you guys treated her well, and I will get another chance to meet her another time. But I'm excited to hear whether you guys made the cut without me. So,
but Víctor, we did treat her right, didn't
Yes,
we?
of course. I think we
That's
should
what I
ask her. I think we should ask her. But yes, I think we treat her well. It was a very nice talking. And I'm really, really excited. Of course, when you guys are going to see this podcast, the first game between Bietigheim and Ikast, it has been played already. But I'm really excited now when we are recording on Thursday. I'm really excited to see that playoff.
Yeah, absolutely, because we did have a talk about it, that the season for Bietigheim, it wasn't ups and downs, it was one up and then it went down there, because it was the game against Odense where Bietigheim went to Denmark and lost the match. And went from the top spot of the group down to the 6th. But I mean, they still managed to make it through to the playoffs. That's one improvement from last season. And now in the playoffs, everything is possible. Martin, would you say that they're the clear underdogs in the matchup against Ikast?
I would say so, yeah. And also the history in terms of playing against Danish team, they don't have the record on their side. But as you said it, compared to last year, they make it to the knockout phase. But I see Ikast as a strong favorite here, and also having in mind that the second game will be played in Denmark, and I see that as an advantage in general. So if Bietigheim need a good chance against Ikast, they need to get a great result in the first leg against Ikast in Germany. They have a tough time. Ikast has been scoring a lot of goals in the EHF Champions League this season, and with Marketa Raketa and Skokran, and also Bakkerode, she's been doing really well, and all. Yeah, Emma Fries. Just in general, a team that plays with a lot of pace and I also think that the coach Kasper Christensen will try to do his best to perform with the team because it's his last season, and for them it will also be a huge goal to make it very far in the Champions League.
Victor, if you would have to point out two key players for, or one key player for both teams, who would it be?
That's a tough one because I think that both teams, they have players that can decide the game. Emma Fries, in my opinion, it's a player that from the wing can decide the game, also with the penalty shots. But if I would have to say one, I would say Marketa Jerabkova in Ikast side, and in Bietigheim side, of course, Xenia Smits can be a player that can decide the game, but I would go more into the goalkeeper position. So I would say that Gabriela Moreski can be a key factor for them to go through the draw against Ikast.
Yeah, and we will see where this one will lead, because eventually we are looking at the two latest winners of the EHF European League. So Ikast won it in 2023 and Bietigheim won it in 2022. And as Xenia told us about it, those are the titles that are way more important to her than individual performances. And yeah, well, Bietigheim, they need to show what they're made of now, because as we have just been talking about it lately, it didn't go quite as planned for them. They flew out of the domestic cup in Germany. They're still leading the league there and didn't lose a game yet, but in the Champions League we have been analyzing the situation yet, and on the other hand, Ikast is the highest scoring team of the EHF Champions League so far, having scored 476 goals ahead of the matchup. So there was X amount of goals coming on top of this, since as we just said it, we are ahead of the game already. But yeah, we did talk about it like 2 weeks ago when the EHF Champions League Women's group stage came to an end. But Victor is getting older, so he can't remember what he predicted back in the days. So you get another chance. After 2 legs, who will go through?
I think it's going to be. But you're asking on all the games or just this one, Bietigheim?
At first, this
Ikast?
one. Yeah, at first, this one.
Yeah, I think that I agree with Martin. I think Ikast are the favorites. I think they showed themselves more consistent throughout the group phase, and I think they just found the handball they want to play, the pace as a team, and the dynamics are very important. And Bietigheim, of course, they beat Budućnost in the last game of the group phase, but I think Ikast is favorite.
Yeah, well, just the way that Ikast played this EHF Champions League season, it's hard to say something other than Ikast being the favorites here. But you never know. Like Xenia said it, FTC showed it last year what is possible when you start a run in the EHF Champions League Women. So the game is not decided yet, and we will see where this one will lead us. And the other matches, let's have a start talking about it with FTC against Brest. Same question again. Who's in the favorite role here?
Am I to start?
I think
You can start, Victor.
I think Brest. I think Brest is favorite. Of course, FTC, they showed us what they are capable of, but I think that Brest is a little bit ahead of them.
Yeah, and what both of them have in common, just recently, both of them lost a Champions League final against Vipers. So for FTC it was last year, and for Brest it was in 2021. But as it comes down to scoring, they have almost shared numbers with the number ones there. So Katrin Kloiber comes to 82 goals ahead of the matchup, and Valeria Maslova scored 85 times ahead of the clash. Are those the two key factors for the team?
I was actually just, of course, goal scorers will always be key players, but, I was just more looking at what the momentum that the team will come into, because Brest is leading the French league over Metz, which are my favorites for the Champions League title. So obviously they will come in to the game with a lot of confidence. And also FTC, they won the Hungarian Cup, leading the Hungarian league, haven't lost in the Hungarian league. They've been performing a little bit more shaky than Brest in the EHF Champions League, and it was tight, until the end with Rapid Bucharesti, and there were other teams down there also. But obviously, goal scorers will always have a key role. But this one will be tight. It's not going to come down to one or two players. It's going to come down to who's going to, get the team function, and also goalkeepers can in this role be very crucial. I think FTC only conceded 23 goals against Győr, which are pretty good in the Hungarian Cup final. So I guess that has something to say also. And then once again, as I said before, also the game will be played in Ferencváros first. What will be the outcome of that game? But on the other hand, we saw FTC last year lost with 6 goals in Hungary and won with 7 goals in Metz. To me, this is the closest one. So it's also gonna obviously be the hardest one to predict. But FTC for me will have a few more percentage in my book when it comes to who's gonna make it through.
You're saying that we are not gonna look, or we shan't look too much into single personalities here, but still we are gonna talk about one. How important is that Andrea Lekic comeback for FTC in the Champions League?
To me, it's super important because she has the experience from the Champions League. Actually, before her injury, I think she's been playing really well.
I think she was top scorer.
It might be. I think she was definitely up there on the top score list, and that's one thing, scoring goals, but also leading your team and also guiding your team whenever it's close and the game is going to be decided. I think Lekic is one of the persons FTC will look at. Making the assist or drawing another player to you and playing a good pass to your teammate. She also have a great, we spoke about it earlier, the Serbian mafia with Svijic, also the line player. They have a great connection there, and I think she's very important for FTC. So obviously that's a plus for them also in terms of assist and just being a leader. I would say that's what Lekic is. She's a true leader.
Most definitely. Víctor, you agree on all that Martin said?
Yes, I think she is the most important player in her team, and for them to have their leader on this knockout phase, it's really, really important, and not only because of what she is bringing to the team in the playing court, but also in the trainings, in the locker room. But of course, I also see Katrin Kluivert as a very, very important player in FTC. So I think that Andrea Lekic and Kluivert are going to be the key players for FTC in this 2 games.
If we're talking about key players, we are gonna switch it over to our next encounter here, because if when we're looking at Krim versus CSM Bucuresti, we are looking at the 2 all-time top scorers in the EHF Champions League Women face it off against each other. Krim's right wing Jovanka Radicevic with 1,129 goals before the clash, and left back Kristina Neago with 1,101 goal ahead of this clash. So 28 goals in between them. I want a prediction from you guys over the course of those 2 legs. Who is going to score more goals?
You want to start, Víctor? I can also do it if you want to.
Yeah, I think Neago. I think Neago is going to score more goals, and I think that CSM is going to go through.
Interesting.
I don't, sadly, I don't disagree. So we don't have any excitement here, but I think Niago will also be the one, the thing is, backcourt players most often, or they do have the ball in their hands more often than wing players do. And it may be sound wrong, but it's easier to cover up a wing player because you can actually just stand on her feet in the wing and then make sure, you give your space on the back, left back or right back position to go wide on the court. And there, your Niago is also a type that, sometimes she would just take the ball and then go on her own and score goals. So, and she will also do that in this game. So it will be up for, Arnhart and Krim to stop Niago. But I think Niago will be the top scorer in this matchup.
If you guys won't disagree on each other, then I'm just here for the content, and I'm gonna say Krim is gonna take that one home, and Radicevic is gonna score more goals than Kristina Niago, and I actually do believe that it will become a tight race in between those teams, and that we don't see the clear favorites, Cesame Bucuresti. I see it on level terms. Maybe it is a slight favorite role here for Cesame, but I would call it a 55-45 game.
55-45. So you're predicting who's going to make it through?
Well, I am going to go for the underdogs here. I am going to go for Krim to make it to the quarterfinal, even though I am pretty sure that 2 or 3 weeks ago I went for Cesame. But, well, since the two of you are agreeing on...
And it's me, the one who doesn't know what to predict.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. What did I say 3 weeks ago, Victor? Tell me about it.
I don't know.
That's where it's coming from. But yeah, I'm going against you guys. I don't care. I think Krim is gonna go throughout those 2 legs. And then we have Scheffler against Vipers. On paper, that would be the clearest matchup because 3 times winners in the last 3 years. Vipers are facing Scheffler, who haven't been this far yet in the EHF Champions League. Is that a factor that might even push them further to go over the reigning champions, Victor?
I don't know. You never know. I agree with you that on the paper, I think Vipers is a clear favorite, but Scheffler is playing well. They are well in the Hungarian league as well. So yeah, everything can happen. And Vipers, I think they have finished up the Champions League group phase a little bit more consistent and with better feelings, especially after they won in Esbjerg, than they started. So in my opinion, they are favorites.
Yeah, and I mean, as we have been talking about Scheffler here, and they just recently became 3rd in the Hungarian Cup. They lost only 29-28 against Győr, and Győr are the team to beat this EHF Champions League season. And I mean, for Vipers, on the other hand, it is the first time they need to go to the playoffs since 2020-21. So they are not used to those 2 extra games. Martin, what do you think about that situation?
First of all, I think I have huge respect for Scheffler because I don't think it was a team to count on before the Champions League started, and I think they ended the group phase very well. I think they drew one against, I would say, Brest, and right now maybe I'm wrong, and then they won 2 games, and I would say those were some games that we didn't expect them to win. But although I have respect for what they have achieved so far, and I would say it's a little bit of a surprise, I don't see them have any chances against Vipers. And Vipers, to me, looks a little bit more different than what they were in the beginning of the season. There were also, we had a few episodes where we talked about them having some crucial matches. And if they didn't win those, they would be in the run, for making it or not. And they ended, as Victor said, pretty confident, consistent, and I have had some couple of wins. And I would say when it comes to these knockout matches, they have a power woman in goal called Lunde, and sometimes she step up whenever it's these knockout phases. And I think that's an X factor that Scheffler don't have as strong as Vipers have, and we will see that be decisive for Vipers taking the win. Although that, as I said, Scheffler, I have huge respect for what they've achieved, and it's not gonna be, they're not gonna run them totally over, but obviously I expect Vipers to make it through.
Yeah, so lately they won against Saverhof in the group, they won against Gjør actually, and they won against Bietigheim. So they are on a 3-game unbeaten run here. To be fair, Gjør already secured their first spot once they faced Scheffler here, but still, Scheffler lost 29-28 to Gjør in the domestic cup, but they won 29-28 in the Champions League. So not too bad for them. The answer lays on the court though, and I'm so much looking forward to this weekend's EHF Champions League Women action. And as you guys are listening to this podcast, you guys can look forward to next weekend's EHF Champions League action, because this is when the second leg will be played.
I just have to say also that the winner of Scheffler and Vipers will play against Gjør, and I'm a little bit excited to see what state Gjør will be in by the time that they're going to play these matches. You know, just fired the coach that they appointed this summer, and as I said, lost the Hungarian Cup, is second in the Hungarian league. Yeah, they need the success in Champions League, otherwise we will see a Gjør team that maybe will go the season without winning a trophy. And to me, Gjør is the biggest club on the women's side in terms of, I would say, economy, history, although Vipers is obviously also up there the recent years, but Gjør to me is the biggest club. So that will be also one hell of a matchup if Vipers qualify for the quarterfinal against Gjør.
Most definitely. And you're looking at Gjør and what shape they will be in, and I'm looking at the two of you, what shape you guys will be in, because it is time to play yet again. And I think we're looking at a 2-1 lead here for Víctor in our all-time leaderboard of Who Am I? So, Martin, did you do your homework? Did you prepare yourself for what's coming?
I have to say that I told you guys I would do my homework, but when I was in Tunisia, I didn't prepare anything, to be honest. So let's see if I can do anything here today.
And Víctor, today from you, wild guessing, or are you going to take home the victory securely by just your sheer force of handball knowledge?
I don't know. Let's see the hints that you are giving us, and hopefully I can make it after 3 or 4, like the 2 times I got it. But I think it's quite difficult to do that again.
All right. Well, then let's start it off. Who am I? Round number 4 between the Danish giant and the Barca legend. So let's do this. First hint for you guys. I was a youth player in the sports academy in Viborg and played in the first Danish division in the youth.
Oh my God, I'm already behind Martin.
Yeah, you're having a huge disadvantage here. My mother won a world championship in 1993. We're looking at a handball player whose mother was obviously a player as well. But we'll see. Last season, I scored 93 Champions League goals.
93 Champions League goals.
That is quite some numbers. No Googling here, Martin.
No. I won't Google.
But you guys,
I have a player in mind, but I'm not gonna say her.
Interesting. Martin is going for a female player here. That is interesting. Since 2020, I don't play in the domestic league of my country anymore.
2020.
Mm-hmm. It seems.
Now I'm totally blank again.
You're totally blank again. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Then we'll see.
Can I have what was the first one again?
I was a youth player in the sports academy in Viborg and played in the first Danish division in the youth. And I just said that it's interesting that you're going for a female player. I did not say that it's wrong.
No.
Good. I already no, I think, did I say it already? No, I don't think so. That was the hint where I was at. I wear the number 20.
Oh my god.
Still no clue for you guys. That's good. I like it. So Victor's 3 or 4 hints are over now. I already shared the stage with today's guest.
20.
Oh well, that is interesting. Do you have an idea though? I just want to know where you guys are at.
No, actually, no, not yet.
All right, then let's see whether the next hint gives it away for you. For my national team, I debuted in June 2016. That might give you an idea about the age here.
Don't play domestic league since 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she shared the stage with today's guest.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something with the Champions League, scoring 96 goals.
93. Yeah.
93.
I'm gonna go for the next hint. 55 goals in this EHF Champions League Women's season.
Wow.
Next hint. So far. So she's still able to score some more goals.
I should know it by now, but I'm,
I thought that you guys would be there as of now. But well, next hint could give it away. I was part of the surprise team of last year's EHF Champions League Women.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So she's wearing number 20?
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that that's the fact that you're stuck to.
Yeah, no, but no. I'm thinking about everything that she shared the stage with Xenia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely out.
I'm also completely out.
Will this be
How
the
many?
first?
How many hints left?
2. There's 2 hints left. And if none of you guys will solve it, then there's no points.
That's
interesting. Next hint. I'm a left back. I thought that you guys would get it with that. All right.
I'd like to say a name, but if I'm wrong, then Víctor also gets the point.
That is true. You're not gonna go for it.
No,
Martin.
No.
If we are talking about a Danish player,
it's embarrassing.
It's shame on you. Eh?
Yeah, I agree, and we probably are.
Yeah, we probably are. Maybe that's what I'm having wrong in my mind because I'm thinking in a Danish player, and maybe it's not correct.
It's because she debuted in Viborg at 16 years old and played first division youth league.
That's not what I said. That she debuted in Viborg.
Then say the first hint again.
First hint, I was a youth player in the sports academy in Viborg and played in the first Danish division in the youth. You're confusing some hints here because the next one was I debuted for my national team in June 2016. That came a little later, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
okay,
I'm gonna give
you.
You
only went to the sports academy.
I'm gonna give you the last hint. Needs to come up with something here. She has the shot, bounces past the keeper.
Okay.
She has what?
I know it also, but I thought about it earlier, but I didn't know.
She has what?
I will go with. I will go with.
I did.
Someone wants to solve?
I did not understand the last.
Needs to come up with something here. She has the shot, bounces it past the keeper.
It's Emily Bulk.
There you go. That direction. Martin has it. Martin solved it.
How can I know that she played in
Jesus.
Viborg at the age of 16? And
I wanted to lead you guys in. It was not at the age of 16. Get that 16 out of your mind, man.
Okay. She played in the sports academy in Viborg, and
for 1 year. For 1 year. But
I'll have to say that hint drew me at off track totally, and then I started thinking about her mom being was it a world champion?
Mm-hmm. Well, that would have been it would have been possible. So that's why I got that hint rather early, that you guys would know. 93 Germany won it, and that's why she it has
the
to
problem
be a German.
for me, I was thinking in a Danish player all the time.
Yeah,
and I
the only time that I thought about Bulk was when you said 20 and left back, but then I said to myself, she's German. Why would she play in Viborg? And sorry, Emily, but I don't know if your mom is a world champion, but now I know. And then
but this is what I mean, that when you are getting the wrong direction, it's really difficult to go back on it.
And I was like, who is a Danish player playing in FTC? I was there, watching the EHF Final Four, and I was like, there are no Danish players for FTC. Somebody tell me who it is, because I was totally blank.
Yeah, I wanted to mislead you with that first hint that she did play in the first Danish division for 1 year. But she did. It's no false facts here. But yeah, and that last quote, that was actually Chris O'Reilly commentating on the last shot that Emily Bulk had last year to secure the final ticket for FTC. And that's where Martin was able to solve it, but Víctor didn't. And that's why we're looking at a 2-2. We're back on a draw.
I will be honest here and say it's a little bit of a cheap point, but I will take any points that I can get in there, because Víctor will, in the end, he will brag about it when he will be winning. So if I can hit the post, and then it's
tell the truth. Tell the truth. You're not happy with this point.
No, I'm actually a little bit disappointed because we went so far with the hints.
But I mean,
I'm happy about having
Víctor,
a point.
Víctor didn't solve it.
You shouldn't.
Víctor wasn't able to solve it. That's why it's not unfair to get the point on that way.
No,
it's not unfair.
I'm not saying it's unfair. I'm just saying that he shouldn't be happy.
The name Emily Bulk, we should probably have thought about it earlier. That's what I'm saying. She's a big player.
She is.
I was thinking about the past, because last time we had Dushabayev, and I was like, okay, no domestic league, Champions League, what? All the hints was kind of. Leading me off track, but of course I'm happy without doing my homework that I can make it a draw.
You can never be sure on what I'm giving you guys. That's what we learned about this. Cool, and then we are looking at the EHF Champions League Women. That is, for you guys, have just been played the first leg, but the second one is just coming, and we will be happy to analyze what happened there the next time. And that's where I would say thank you, boys. Thank you, Martin, for joining in for the fun part after the interview here, and thank you, Víctor, for doing the interview with me. Thank you, Xenia, for taking the time and having some honest and great talks with us. And that's where I would say let's cut it here, and we see each other again next week when it's time to talk handball again.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start.
Into the net.
She does it again. Yes.
Van Dijvenberg are the champions.